Welcome everyone to another trailer to film. This is where I take 3 scenes from the trailer and I talk about its impact and if it holds up conveying the same excitement within the film as it did the trailer. Here we're going to be talking about the kid who would be king, and that's the title, not some kid that I know that would be king. That would be really cool. And by the way, yes, I am standing up. I'm thinking I'm going to try standing up for a trailer to film from here on out. I don't know, I kind of like it, but we'll see. And if I sound a little bit weird, it's because my allergies are kicking in at a high gear. My eyes itch, my throat kind of gets scratchy, and I've been sneezing nonstop since yesterday. So, hooray, allergies. Kill me. First off, we're going to be talking about the official trailer and really not much else, so I'm going to just take a lot of my beats from that. Second, I hate to say it, but the entire trailer stuck out to me, so every scene was worth talking about. So, I just have to find 3 scenes that could possibly work for commentary. Thirdly, I don't know, I just wanted to say thirdly. Alright, so The Kid Who Would Be King was voted on my Twitter as the movie everyone wanted me to see, as opposed to the not Fireflies movie Serenity. And I don't know if I passed up one film to another in a good thing or in a bad thing. This film, The Kid Who Would Be King, is good. It's fine. The buzz around Serenity is sadly getting more than this film, and I guess talking about this is definitely a good thing. So, without further ado, from trailer to film, let's get into this. I don't think I want to do that anymore. Alright, so jumping into this, we're going to have this scene.
What you stand for.
For all intents and purposes, this scene plays out as predictable as you would think. Alex, who is bullied at school, gets chased down by the bullies Lance and Kay, and there he finds the sword at the construction site. The scene flows as organically as any scene would, but I did feel like it was rushed to a certain extent. Because he takes refuge in the construction site, stuff happens, finds the sword, and then doesn't even question its existence until he gets to his best friend Betters, and then he's like, okay.
Betters, you've got to see what I found. There's something written on the guard. Put it into Google Translate.
Which, by the way, Betters...
What if it's Excalibur?
...is absolutely adorable, with his wide-eyed, wondered temperament. Every line he speaks, apart from a few, is always encouraging, always wondering, and loyal to Alex. And that's not saying that I think the scene is bad. It just gets to where it needs to go, and it makes it work, and then that's it. It's nothing deeper than that. There's no deeper meaning than that. And if you're looking for such, then you're going to be a little bit disappointed. But that's all that there is to it to comment on, and the entire movie is just that. It just serves its purpose. It's like, okay, we got this scene, this scene, this scene. All clever, all interesting. It gets to the point, it's done. It's on the level, and the story knows that. The characters know that. But that's the strength of this movie. It knows what it is. A silly little movie with the material of pure fantasy told in a modern time where mystical things are laughed at when they are told they are real. The characters kind of already accepted the moment things start going down, minus 2 characters. Alrighty, so going on to our next scene, actually is going to be talking about a character. This guy.
I am Merlin.
You have 2 characters played by Merlin, and one of them is Angus Emery. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I do apologize. And then the older version of Merlin, you get actor, you may not have heard of him.
I thought Merlin was supposed to be an old man.
An ingenious disguise, don't you think?
His name is Patrick Stewart. I don't know. Together, they play 2 forms of the same character. You don't get much of Patrick Stewart in this, but he comes around when the plot allows.
You're a king, Alexander.
It's Angus who gets more.
Ah, finally. Follow me.
And he looks like he's having a damn good time in this. I'll spare you a few of the details that were part of his character, to which I found a bit of a surprise, and a little bit of humor with it, but I really think you'll have a good time every time he shows up on screen. Moving on to the 3rd scene, we get...
Dark Sorcerer Morgana will take over the world.
Awaken my warriors.
Ask yourself this question. Did you think this villain was going to be the cake of all villains in the ever-known history of villains in cinema? Did you think she would be a formidable foe against Arthur and the Knights? Well, if you answered in hesitation or no, then you would be flat out right. I fear the villain, Morgana, is a standard weak villain that just serves its purpose for the story. Doesn't stand out, along with forgettable and not really all that compelling. I did think that the practical effects on her for a time really worked, but that doesn't last before it becomes a special effects extravaganza. But she does commit, and some of the practical effects are really nice in this film. And Morgana is played by Rebecca Ferguson. She's a good actress. Love her a lot. But all in all, guys, Kid Who Would Be King is a fine film. It's enjoyable. Keeps the kids busy for a small time. Lots of kids were at the theater that I was at, and not many of them spoke through the film. Not many of them got too fidgety, and no one actually left to go take their kid to insubordination correction school. And I can imagine some kids going, I grew up with this film. I really, really enjoyed it. It inspired me. I could see that happening. And I've enjoyed it fine. And I found out when the film commits to its silly nature, when it gets clever on its own lore and predictable storytelling, it's a damn good time. I say see it. Just don't expect much out of it other than its own self-awareness. And for that, The Kid Who Would Be King is definitely liked, but I probably wouldn't own it. Alright, so The Kid Who Would Be King. Good God, I gotta find a short way of actually saying that all at once. What did you think of it? I'd love to know what you think about it down below. If you have a second, I'd love to talk with you and know your thoughts. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, I do movie and TV show reviews. Check those out if you're interested. Follow me on Twitter for updates and thoughts on various matters. And I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. All that is down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and